You have your Street Fighters, you have your Tekkens, and then you have your Les Mis fighters, and I don't know how to feel about any of that.
Sword sheath, it's the return of the blade and slice shade, getting paid until my silhouette fades.
Fighting games have been a video game staple almost since their inception. Heavyweight Champ in 1976 was the first game to feature one-on-one combat, as it were, but it wasn't until Karate Champ in 1984 that the word fighting game really started to take off. The fighting game genre is inherently competitive and inherently social, which is why it grew as much as it did. In the 90s, the two powerhouses were obviously Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat. These games drew crowds but also made arcade owners very happy. So of course, when something's popular, many imitators pop up. Sometimes that leads to great results, like King of Fighters and Marvel vs. Capcom. Sometimes that leads to experimentation, like with the 3D fighters. Other times, you get Balls 3D. And other times, you get Shaq Fu. I don't know what about Shaquille O'Neal screams making a Street Fighter 2 style fighting game, but sure, whatever. It's the 90s, so let's capitalize on everything. God, it was such a beautiful, innocent time. It really seemed like literally anything could be a fighting game. Sonic the Hedgehog, Nintendo characters, Star Wars characters, Ninja Turtles, Godzilla, literally anything. So logically, it was only a matter of time before we saw a construction hardware fighting game. Battle construction vehicles for the PS2 is literally as self-explanatory as it gets. You're literally controlling things like cranes and bulldozers, and I don't even know what that is. Dude, they even have special moves. I can't with this right now. Xenophage, Alien Bloodsport. Barney's in that one. 2002's Melty Blood changed conventions by being the first visual novel fighting game. Having a story in fighting games was nothing new, but having to stop the action to literally have you read a visual novel is something a little different. It's a bold step. It's a bold step. Also, these names are ridiculous. Like, try pronouncing this. You can't. It's all consonants. In the world of weird fighters that are actually kind of good, we have Arm Joe. This is the infamous Les Mis fighter. Yes, the Tony Award-winning Broadway musical, and yes, the classic French novel. That Les Mis. I don't know how we got here. Like, I don't even know what the thought process is for this. Like, who sits through a production of Les Mis and their first thought is, wow, what a varied roster of characters. It even expands the lore of Les Mis with a game-only character. Yeah, Cassette's supposed stuffed animal. The game was in production for 5 years, and when the creator, Takasi, was asked why, his response was, and I quote, "Because I have no friends." This man is a god. This is obviously a parody fighting game, which is a genre that's nothing new, and it drowns itself in irony and we cross weird lines. A game like Arm Joe in 2019 isn't exactly surprising. A fun side meme, sure, but we're becoming desensitized by weird fighting games at this point. But let's not forget something here. Sometimes weird is necessary. Think about how weird something like Super Smash Bros. Is as a concept on paper. It's literally a platforming 4-player fighting game with a health system that works almost backwards from every traditional fighter ever, and it has Nintendo characters in it. That is a damn hard pitch. I mean, look at Smash now. You can have Snake throw grenades at Animal Crossing characters, and a character like Bayonetta, who was in an M-rated game, fight a f***ing piranha plant. And this is one of the best-selling fighting game series of all time. Even outside of Smash, games like Power Stone were really different in a really inventive way. Even the early days of 3D fighters looked very different than the games of today. The fighting game genre is one that is never going to go away. One-on-one combat is a pillar in gaming. And as more creative individuals, corporate cash-ins, and lonely Japanese men get involved, we're going to continue to see ridiculous games. But somewhere in the pile of irony, there are gems, like Shrek's Super Slam. It's not just a dead meme, it's the unfortunate, ironic future that we're heading towards.
I wanna take you for a ride.
So what do you guys think? I'm sure you've played some weird shit plenty of times in your life. So what are some of the weirdest games that you've played? What are some of your favorite weird games that are actually gems? What are some other games you want to see us talk about on the show? Let us know in the comments down below, and don't forget to like, comment, favorite, and subscribe. I'm your boy Mike Dangerous, and please buy our shirts. I'm really hungry.